What's up guys, FlamingVictini here, and I've got another SPL game for you. This time we're going to be seeing TDK versus IAmGingy. So TDK has brought a interesting balance team. Hoopa, basically, it looks like Hoopa balance. Rhoda, Heatran, Lando T. I don't know, it has a I don't know why, but the quality of it doesn't click with me. Gingy has a Terrakion Venusaur team. Pretty interesting. I think Terrakion is really good with a Life Orb. Life Orb Terrakion hits really strong, and I think it's really effective because of that. Gingy, I'm not sure what his rocker is, but I honestly think Lando T is his Scarfer. And there we see Gingy make a good play, going for the Stone Edge on that Lando T, and we see it's not Life Orb, but it does 66%. So I'm not exactly sure what set it is, because TDK's Lando might be Scarf, but if it's defensive Lando, then Gingy's is definitely choice band. But yeah, there we see that TDK go for the U-turn, definitely Scarf Lando, and we see that Gingy does not have the Rocky Helmet on his own Lando. I think in his own Lando, oh, interesting, so he doesn't have U-turn, and there we see TDK make an aggressive play that works out really well, going for the Volt Switch. He gets that chip on this Clefable, and he can taunt it right here, and it also accounted for Gingy going to his Venusaur, and Rotom Wash plus Heatran is definitely going to be very annoying for Gingy's team, whereas I think Terrakion is Gingy's way to break TDK's team. Those things seem like the biggest factors to me. If Gingy ever wants to spin, it means TDK can bring in his Hoopa, and that's not so great for him. Oh, he actually goes to a Starmie right here. And if TDK can bring in his Hoopa, that's pretty good for him, as he does right here, because it means if he clicks the right move, he can just basically grab a kill. And if it's not even choice locked, he doesn't even have to worry about clicking the right move necessarily. Like, Terrakion can only come in so many times, and that Clefable can get gunk shotted to oblivion. So Hoopa is really strong as a wall breaker. Both of them have Terrakion and Hoopa as their respective wall breakers. A Terrakion and Hoopa by themselves, but together actually, is a pretty nice core. PDC used it a lot. Oh my god. But yeah, I guess I don't know what Gingy wants to do here, because letting this Hoopa come in is like rolling the roulette every single time. Like, he actually goes to his, oh my god, TDK makes the play, goes for the Focus Blast, and kills that Terrakion straight up. That is insane. This is a huge start for TDK, and this is why I was saying if Gingy wants to spin with his Starmie, he's going to be letting that Hoopa in, and that's really bad for me. Now, the fact that I saw Focus Blast and no item leads me to believe that this is Specs Hoopa. I personally think that Light Orb mixed Hoopa is really potent, but it has the issue of taking those residual Life Orb damage, and Hoopa's special bulk can actually be really good on offense teams, but I think on a team like TDK's, Life Orb Hoopa would be really good. But the fact that it showed that it's most likely Specs means it probably can't hit Clefable harder than from a Psychic. It could potentially throw out tricks though, and there we see knockoff on the Venusaur, which is a very good combination with Clefable. I actually like that a lot, because with the lefties gone on Heatran's end, that makes Clefable beating Heatran a lot more possible. Like, really, like, once you remove those, oh my goodness, that is a fast Venusaur. Wow, that is a really fast Venusaur, and TDK definitely is not very happy about taking that Giga Drain to the face. Good god, he's definitely going to want to try to pain split that up later on in the game, that's for sure. Wow, that is one fast Venusaur. That is really fast. That's all I can say. I haven't seen a Venusaur that fast in a very long time. I'm not even sure if it has special attack investment, but if it's going to be so fast, it might. Either that or TDK's Rotom is really slow. Although I don't really know why, but there we see TDK does look for another Lava Plume, and the Starmie is going to have an opportunity to recover right here. If TDK has a Toxic, he might just drop it right here. But see, the lack of lefties on this Tran is huge, and that's why I feel like Gingy is pushing himself back into this game. He definitely got off that huge damage on Rotom, but the fact that he removed the lefties on Tran, I think is also giving Gingy a better chance to win this game, really, because those lefties on Tran are huge, and knocking them off is really good for him. So here we say TDK pull a great double switch into his Rotom Wash, predicting the Heatran. Really nice play. This is an opportunity for him to Pain Split up, I guess. That's definitely what he's going to go for. Alright guys, sorry about the interruption. So the Rotom did indeed go for the Pain Split as Gingy decides to drop a Toxic on that Rotom, and that's going to be wearing it down throughout the game. And we actually see Gingy has Protect, something which I haven't seen on Heatran in a long time. TDK pulls the Volt Switch to get the Hoopa back in, and every time this Hoopa comes in, Gingy is put in a pretty difficult situation. If he clicks the wrong Mon, it's gonna die. And oh, there we see the Psyshock on the Hoopa just take out that Venusaur. Gone. Oh my god. And yeah, every single time this Hoopa has come in, it's just gotten a kill with one click of a button. So definitely, what else can it come on? It can come in on Starmie still, and it can potentially come in on Heatran. So Gingy is, oh wow, there we see SD. Oh, so this is Double Dance Landorus. That's very interesting. TDK's I'm thinking is Scarf, but this Lando might win the game actually. It depends on TDK's Latias, which I think he is going to go to right now. Yeah, I think, yeah, he's definitely going to go to his Latias, and Gingy actually goes straight for the Stone Edge. TDK should be able to Mega Evolve here and go for the Roost. The increased bulk will let him tank a +1 Stone Edge, and yeah, he just roosts that all off, and Latias has Ice Beam to threaten that Lando T, so that's pretty good for TDK. In the future, what Gingy might be aiming to do would be to, he might be aiming to kill the Landorus T so that it can't do the same exact thing that it did right now, and that way he has more potential to break the Latias, but really is looking very tough because TDK can switch directly to Latias on the Lando T, and then that Lando can only grab an SD or a Rock Polish, and then if he doesn't Rock Polish, he'll get outsped. If he SDs, then he'll get outrun and Ice Beam. So this is really looking tough for Gingy, really tough. There we see a double switch into Heatran, predicting the Latias, very nicely done on Gingy's end. Gets a little more leftovers, and TDK, oh, there's a Reflect type, very interesting. That worked, I guess TDK can start firing off Thunderbolts at this point, I guess. Hopefully he won't be dumb and forget that he's Steel Fire, but he goes for the Thunderbolt, yeah, as the Clef comes in. And TDK is not going to be able to get rid of these hazards. That's for sure. He really wants to play to get in his Hoopa as much as he can. But this Clefable is looking like the biggest threat on Gingy's end to TDK's team because TDK has lost lefties on his Heatran. Okay, sorry about that. So we see TDK pulls a switch into his Rotom Wash right here, predicting the Heatran from Gingy's end once again. TDK really has to play his Clefable carefully. And his Heatran carefully, getting knocked off once again, really huge. I think Gingy's choice to use a knockoff Venusaur plus Clef was really smart. I actually really like that combination. Now that I think about it even more, it's really a nice combination. If TDK wants to be like hyper aggressive, he can go to his Hoopa right here. I mean, this Clefable is really tough for TDK to handle now that the Heatran is knocked off and the rocks are up. But I think he can potentially go to Hoopa here and scare this Clef out. I don't know if Gingy stays in on a Dark Pulse as TDK goes for that, or that would be just savage. But no, TDK just decides to go back to his Clefable, and I don't know if does TDK's Clefable have Thunder Wave or not. If he does, that'll help him out for sure. But Gingy pulls a switch into his Lando T, and TDK just goes straight for the Calm Mind. So not really sure why he's trying to go for the Calm Mind War against Clef. He stays in. Does he get paralyzed? Oh my god. TDK gets paralyzed, but TDK can recover himself up on the Starmie and potentially the Clefable if he needs to. And there we see a nice double from Gingy's end, predicting that Latias, and these rocks are definitely putting in the work. Knocking off that Heatran is huge. Really huge, and oh man, this is looking tough for TDK. What does he pull a switch into? He goes into his Rotom, and yeah, he just Moonblasts, and this Rotom is going to survive on a Sliver. It can go for the Pain Split, I guess, here, and live after that, but Man, this is looking tough for TDK. It was looking really good because he grabbed those 2 kills with Hoopa, but just the simple act of knocking off that Heatran and then also having T-Wave on Clefable is just really, really powerful. TDK goes for that Pain Split, takes another Moonblast and the Toxic damage right here. And, TDK can Volt Switch out to his Heatran, I guess, if he wants to. I don't know why he's not going to his Heatran at all. And he does finally go to the Hoopa on the Clefable, but I would have done that when the Clefable was on lower health, but, I would have done that when Clefable was at lower health for sure. Yeah, I don't know why he went to Hoopa now. If he wanted to go to Hoopa, he should have done it earlier. But I guess the fact that he got paralyzed kind of reduced the effectiveness of his previous path where he Calm Minded with the Clefable. Special... Hoopa doesn't have any special moves to hit Clefable, or hit Fairy type, so that's the downside to using Special Hoopa. But Special Hoopa is really, really good, so I feel like it's even better than Physical at this point, and at this current, metagame, and at least the SPL metagame, and I always feel like Mixed can put in a ton of work, but sometimes the Life Orb recoil is undesirable, and you really need a boost. He does pull a switch into Starmie. Does he Dark Pulse? Yes! Okay, very nicely done by TDK's end right there. Going for the Dark Pulse, predicting that switch. That is really good for him. This Hoopa has grabbed 3 out of 3 kills. That's insane. It can potentially grab more too, which is just ridiculous. Gingy does go to his Lando T. Does he pull a double switch to Clefable? I think Gingy will pull a double switch to Clefable because he has 0 risk in doing that. If TDK wants to go for another Dark Pulse, Clefable can roost it off, and TDK is going to switch to his Latias, and he just EQs. Interesting. So, I don't know, if I was Gingy, I would have pulled a double switch to Clefable. It seemed very risk-free, but TDK is going to get a chance to double switch himself. Wow, and he's going to get to Pain Split. Yeah, that's definitely a really good play on TDK's end. He's going to get to Pain Split this Rotom up, and it's just been surviving. This Rotom has just been surviving and getting off the pivots to bring in other mons, which is just really good for TDK. And having Psyshock is definitely working out for TDK here. You definitely don't want to. You want to hit the Clefable hard, regardless of how much it boosts or not. Is Gingy gonna T-Wave here? I could see Gingy going for the T-Wave here for sure, and TDK pulls the switch into Lando T. Does he go for the T-Wave? He goes straight for the Soft Boiled. So, I don't know if TDK has a knockoff. Maybe he wants to knock this thing off. Maybe he has Explosion. If he goes for the Explosion, that'd be really, really huge. Assuming Gingy does not Soft Boiled. Then Hoopa can just come in and click Dark Pulse. Good god, Specs Hoopa is putting in the work. Nope, there we see the Earthquake, and it does not do that much to the Clefable. But the Lando T goes down, and I think TDK is going to go to his Hoopa right here and click that Psyshock button. Yeah, definitely going to go to Hoopa and click Psyshock. I don't know. Can TDK beat out this Clefable in the end? I think he's just saving up his Heatran so that he can take out this Clefable and just trying to get as many kills with his Hoopa as he can, so that Heatran plus Hoopa is plus Lati is in a position to win. I think that's really what he's going for, and I think he has to go. Well, he doesn't have to go to Hoopa here. He can go to Heatran. I guess he's calcing the Psyshock. Oh, he does go to Heatran. I was assuming Psyshock would kill the Clefable from this range, but I guess it doesn't. Because I think if it did, TDK would have gone to it, but does he just taunt right here, or does he predict? No, he just goes for the safe taunt. Definitely good play. And see, these lack of lefties are really big. Because, think about it. Clefable's Moonblast does such pitiful damage to Heatran that the lefties just by itself kind of beats it. And if you want an example of when leftovers on Clefable has been really, really good, knocking off the leftovers on Heatran has been really, really good, just take the first OLT. Alright, so TDK decides to go into his Clefable and try to heal himself up on the Gingy's Clefable, and quite unfortunately, he gets paralyzed right there. So he's going to pull a switch into his Rotom Wash, save his Clefable. Not sure what he's saving it for, but he's going to be able to Pain Split up here, I guess. He's going to Pain Split. That's the main way the lack of... Okay, what I was saying... sorry guys, I got interrupted, but what I was saying was Telly versus Blue in OLT1, Telly went for the knockoff, predicting Blue's Manectric to Volt Switch, which is a completely unnecessary play, by the way, and go into his Heatran, or her Heatran, and then Scizor knocked off that Heatran's lefties, and in the end, Telly's Clefable was able to win. And it was able to beat the Heatran because by removing those leftovers recovery, Heatran really relies on its passive leftovers recovery. It really relies on it. And getting those lefties out is just so huge in whittling down that Heatran for the rest of the game, and also being able to beat it with Clefable, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Like, you wouldn't expect a Mon with only a Fairy move to beat a Fire Steel type, but Clefable is freaking borked, man. It is so good. But the Hoopa is definitely gonna go over the Psyshock right here. I don't know if it 2-KOs the Heatran, but I'd expect that he'd want to Psyshock because he really can't afford to let this Clefable heal up more. And that's the problem, because if Gingy can go to his Lando T, he can go to his Heatran, let's assume it, that's at 90% health. I don't know if it'll get 2-KO'd by Psyshock, but if Gingy eventually goes to Lando T on this Hoopa, he kind of forces TDK to go to Latias, but Latias lets his Clefable recover up, and that's the problem for TDK. That's a really big problem for TDK, but if he goes for the Focus Blast, I mean, Gingy is not going to stay in. He's going to go to his Heatran. That I can guarantee, because Clefable is his way to win. So TDK could theoretically Focus Blast, kill that Heatran, and then Gingy might just go back to his Clefable and then soft-boiled it all up. And then TDK can go to his Heatran, so it's going to be like a really prediction. It's really going to have a lot of predictions, I think. But I think Focus Blasting might actually work better for TDK, because once you remove that Heatran from switching in, it means that nothing is stopping the Hoopa from clicking Psyshock, and either doing a ton of damage or getting a kill. I don't know. If Gingy stays in on a Focus Blast, he's just too good. Does he go for... No, he just goes for the Dark Pulse. I would have Focus Blasted there. I would have gone all... actually, no. Does Dark Pulse 2-KO? And, I mean, if Dark Pulse 2-KOs the Clefable, then Dark Pulsing was definitely better on TDK's end, as long as the Dark Pulse 2-KOs his Heatran, but the Heatran has Protect. And wow, that Protect is going to be useful right here for Gingy. Yeah, I mean, if I think maybe TDK did not remember that Gingy has Protect right here, but he won't be able to 2-KO. I guess he can take a Lava Plume, and as long as Gingy doesn't burn, TDK is okay with taking a Lava Plume, and yeah, that's what he's going to go for. Does Gingy burn? No, he does not. So this is perfectly fine for TDK in this case. Gingy will be able to go, I guess, to Clefable, and Softboiled is the safest play. Safest method, I guess, to heal himself up. It gives TDK an opportunity to go to heal up his Clefable, I guess. Because, I mean, if he forces Gingy to go for his Softboiled and not get a Calm Mind boost, then TDK's Clefable can heal up. There we see that the Heatran does go down, and Gingy brings in his Lando T. So Gingy is going to go straight for the EQ, or double to his... I don't know why he wouldn't go to Clefable. He does pull a double switch into his Clefable, and TDK goes into his own Clefable. I think that was a smart play on TDK's end, because now he'll be able to heal up his Clefable unless Gingy gets another full paralysis on TDK's. And I don't know what move slot this Clefable has. But it's only revealed Calm Mind, so I don't know what this Clefable has. It wasn't able to attack outside of Calm Minding and getting paralyzed all the time. But TDK will be able to soft-boiled here. Does he get paralyzed? He gets a special attack drop, but he does not get the paralysis. So TDK is able to heal up his Clefable, which is great for him. And this means he has a little bit more room to potentially beat Gingy, although, I mean, he has Psyshock on Hoopa, which gives him some sort of out, but I don't know if TDK has T-Wave or not, and TDK hasn't revealed what his set is at all. I could see, what would he do right here? What does he go for? He gets paralyzed, okay. So, I don't know what TDK's coverage move is, because it definitely has Moonblast and Soft-Boiled, and, There's the T-Wave. There's the yellow color. Yeah, it definitely made sense for TDK to have T-Wave. Just the way he was preserving his Clefable, he definitely wanted to keep it around. And, ooh, he has speed as well. So now he's able to outrun Gingy's Clefable, and that's going to be good for TDK. That's definitely very good for TDK. And, oh, is it a speed tie? I think it might be a speed tie. They might just both be running 0 speed. Yeah, because TDK outsped the first time. Alright guys, I'm really sorry about this, but I wasn't able to get the end of the game. Like, the thing screwed up, so I wasn't able to get the end of the game. So I haven't watched the end of this replay, and I'm just gonna start off from the Clefable War. So basically, Gingy goes for the CM, I should make this slower. And then TDK gets paralyzed, we saw this. There's the Moonblast, and TDK pulls out the yellow color right here, if I remember correctly. Yup, and let's see. Let's try to. I hate this replay. I feel like the replays sometimes go really too slow or really too fast. But okay. So basically, this becomes a Calm Mind War, and this is where I left. So this is we're just picking up. We'll just see both get paralyzed. Not something specifically important, except lefties, I guess. I think this might end up being a crit war, but I think TDK has the upper hand because he has a backup in case he gets crit. Because he has the Taunt Trend to some degree and his Psyshock Hoopa, and we see that they're just trying to whittle each other down, I guess. TDK did get a special, Gingy did get a special attack drop on TDK's Clefable, so he does have one less special attack, so that might make a difference, but in the grand scheme of things, it probably won't unless we have some really, big early on crits. And really, this is going to come down to T-Wave and paralysis. So I'm just going to start skipping turns, seeing what happens. This is not going to be super exciting. And, okay, so this is where, interesting. So Gingy got paralyzed quite a few times right there, but he was able to win the speed tie again and outrun and soft boiled right. Wow, Gingy's winning a lot of speed ties. It's really weird. Like, Gingy has won several speed ties. Oh my god. He's just winning every single speed tie, but what this is doing is it's wasting a lot of his soft boiled PP. I don't know how much he's used, and I don't know where this ends up finishing, but that's a lot of. Why is Gingy's outspeeding TDK's every single turn? I don't know why he's outrunning every single turn. That seems really, really odd to me, and I'm pretty sure I remember TDK's Clefable outrunning Gingy's at one point when they were both paralyzed, so not really entirely sure about it, but I think judging by based on what has happened before, TDK is getting a bit more lucky with the paralysis, and he's forcing more soft boils from Gingy's Clefable. There's another special attack drop, both of them at 3 times special attack. Interesting. And TDK gets the paralysis again, another special attack drop. Does Gingy get paralyzed right here? And he does get paralyzed right here, and TDK breaks through the paralysis, so that's basically how Gingy's Clefable got finished. Not sure why this thing blacked out, but Gingy attempts to go for the SC. He needed some paralysis right there on TDK's team. I guess, staying in Clefable was TDK's best way to do it, because if Gingy went for the Stone Edge as Latias switched in, that might have been really bad. But otherwise, maybe going Latias and Ice Beam was not horrible. Although the Lando team might have been Yachi Berry too, I guess. I mean, I'm not really so sure about that, but yeah, basically TDK was able to win the Calm Mind War. So basically, TDK just needed to play really, really carefully with his Clefable. He never went for T-Wave before it went into a situation where it would help him out to go for that T-Wave, because he didn't want to reveal that he has T-Wave, because that would make Gingy play differently. So rather than trying to T-Wave the Heatran, which doesn't really even help him too much, he instead used Gingy's Heatran to keep his Rotom around. And by using his Rotom, TDK was able to pivot into his Hoopa a few times, and he was able to grab as many kills as he could with the Hoopa. Let's see, it killed the Venusaur, it killed the Heatran, pretty sure it killed the Starmie, and it killed one other thing. I don't know why Gingy's team is blacking out. He killed the Heatran too, so TDK's Hoopa got 4 kills, and then Clefable finished up the last 2, so that's pretty insane. And I think if TDK's Heatrans never got knocked off, it would have been a much easier game for him, but because Gingy was able to knock off those lefties on the Tran, it became much more possible for Gingy to win. but TDK definitely played it really well in the end to clean off the game. So yeah, that's the game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.